Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to this Diagnostic World video. So in this video we are in a Porsche 911 and we have an airbag warning light and an airbag system fault airbag warning message in the message center there. So what we're going to talk about in this video is just really the main reasons as to why you would probably get an airbag fault in your Porsche. There are a few different reasons, and the reason we kind of make these videos is because we see a lot of discussions online whereby a lot of people are trying to help each other, but say for example somebody will put a post on and say you know, I've got the airbag, I've got the system fault airbag or the airbag warning light on my Porsche 911, what's the problem? And then because other people have had different experiences, they will say, oh well, the problem is something to do with like a sensor in the door card or the sensor in the pillar, and then you'll get another message saying it's definitely a problem with the airbag module. And while it can be some of those faults, I'll run through a full list of the faults in any case in a moment, but while it can be those faults, there's no real way to sort of really know and understand what the fault is unless you've got yourself a code reader which will put you in the right place. We can talk about all the things that it can be, but it's kind of pointless trying to go through replacing part after part after part when you don't need to, okay? And in any case, once you've actually fixed the fault and once you've repaired the fault, then you will need a code reader to reset the warning lights and turn the warning lights off the dashboard in any case, okay? So it's kind of, it's counterintuitive to actually go through replacing part by part and looking at part by part, because just visually looking at something may not always give you the answer as to what the problem is. It's going to be electrical related, so it's going to be something to do with a sensor, a wire, an electrical connection or something like that, okay? Now we've got an airbag fault in our Porsche right now. In fact, what I've done is, just to demonstrate this, I've unplugged the connection underneath the driver's seat. Alright, so I'm just going to double check now because I'm not entirely sure whether I've popped it back in. I think I have. Yeah, it's all secure and back in there, and that sort of goes along with my theory of, you know, just because you fix the fault, the airbag light won't automatically turn off. You will need a tool, okay? So the things that it could be, and the reason why your airbag light might be on, could be something to do with a faulty or damaged sensor. So something to do with like the seats, the door cards, the pillars, the airbags themselves could have like faulty connections on them. So over time they may well have moisture seeping in and they could be corroded, or they could just be completely worn out due, you know, over the years that can happen to these sensors. So sometimes these erroneous things just like click and they just go and that's it, the sensors, it's done. So you might need to replace a sensor somewhere. There'll be a clock spring inside the steering wheel, so like the sensor inside there, that can go faulty. I mentioned it before, like the airbag module or the ECU can sometimes get wet and corroded, and if that does happen, then the airbag light will come on. The airbag system won't work properly. One of the most obvious things is the vehicle. Let's say you've just bought the vehicle and they've told you it's got an airbag light on. Well, it could have been in a collision where the collision, so like the impact like on the bumper, the wings has actually been repaired, but the airbag system has not been repaired, okay? So that's one of the reasons. And it could be, you know, like a wiring fault, loose connections, so anywhere within the airbag module. It could be under the seat, it could be in the door cards, in the steering wheel, in the pillars. So any one of those systems could have like a loose connection, and indeed that's what we had here. Let's say for example like we've got the airbag light on, and in the driver's seat, it's a right hand drive car, so I'm in the driver's seat, and we simply unplugged the connection which kind of simulated a fault with the connection underneath the driver's seat. All right, but we put it back in, we put it together, but the warning light is still there. So what I'm going to do is just show you this tool here in action. It's the POR version 1.0 tool, and I will put this the link to this kit in the description below this video. It's a very good tool. It covers all of the main systems. So I'm going to go Diagnostics, I'm going to go Porsche. It's going to go work my way through the menu. Just going to ask the tool to identify the vehicle instead of me manually putting it in. So it's identified the correct information, and we're going to go to control unit and we're going to find the airbag system, which in this vehicle is Porsche Supplement Impact Protection. Alright, and then we'll go read fault code, and these were the two fault codes we were getting: 800C driver's thorax airbag above upper limit, 8053 passive sporadic driver's belt buckle short circuit to positive. Now to a layman, someone who doesn't deal with these, you may not have a clue what any of this means, and I get that. But what you need to do is just pop the code and the description into a Google search engine, because I guarantee if you're getting the fault, somebody else has also had that fault as well, okay? And the answer will be there on the Google search engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go clear fault memory, and when I do this, it'll erase the fault codes from the airbag system, okay? However, you can see the airbag light is still showing on. So on this vehicle and on some vehicles, you will need to completely just turn the engine off, take the key out. In this case, I'm just going to lock it, then unlock it, just so it kind of resets itself. And then we'll start the engine again. And we'll see that the airbag light has completely gone off there, okay? So hopefully this has helped. Those are the kind of the main reasons as to why. Obviously you would need to sort of delve into each individual meaning a little bit closer if you didn't have a tool, but honestly it will make your life so much easier if you get one of these tools, because not only will it do things like the airbags, but it'll do your engine, transmission, ABS or PSM, and look at all of the other systems that it will do the same thing for. So it's a really good tool, and honestly, if you're a Porsche enthusiast, a Porsche owner, and you haven't got one of these tools, then you're probably going to end up spending a lot more money in the garage than you need to for simple and quick resets like that, okay? But in any case, link to this kit in the description below this video. I hope this has maybe helped you a little bit understand why there might be an airbag light on in your Porsche. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.